Hello and welcome to 5Tech. This is Abbas. In this lesson, we are going to talk about our RDS, that is Relational Database Management System from Amazon. Before that, let's understand what is database. So the moment you think about database, obviously the first thing that comes into your mind is data. So a database is an organized collection of data, generally stored and accessed electronically from a computer system. The next question what arises is database required? Yes, of course. See what exactly happens in real-time scenarios. A database management system is a system software for easy, efficient and reliable data processing and management. It can be used for creation of database, retrieval of information from database, updating the database and managing the database. All the organization, let it be small, medium or large enterprises, they all need this database because database plays a very crucial role. Okay, if I talk about Amazon today, if I come to Amazon part, Amazon uses different type of databases. You have RDS, DynamoDB, ElastiCache, Neptune, Amazon Redshift, Amazon QLDB, Amazon DocumentDB, Amazon Keyspaces. Now the question is, why this number of types or this number of databases are required? RDS should do, but see, each database has its own feature, has its own USP, has its own speciality, and there are some features which are applied subject to requirement. RDS has its, like for example, let's start RDS. You talk about relational database management system from Amazon. If you're using RDS, it is used for particular purpose. It makes it easy to set up, operate, scale relational database in the cloud. Scale word, if you see out in RDS, whenever you need the extra storage, when the incoming data is big, it adjusts. When you don't need, it wouldn't. So it adjusts subject to requirement. That is why elasticity is used. And why elasticity is used here? It is cost saving. If you don't need the database and if you have got an extra space or extra storage taken, you don't have to pay for it. And if the database starts swelling in, so in that case you need a data to scale up. So you cannot do it manually. It all happens automatically. It all happens with the parameters that you set in, and that's all that is taken care through the Amazon automated system. Next part about RDS is it's cost efficient, resizable, the one which I explained just a while ago. Resizable capacity while managing time consuming database administration tasks. So this is about RDS. The next type is DynamoDB. Is a fast and flexible NoSQL database service for all application that needs consistent single digit millisecond latency at any scale. So the data can be of any size, okay, which can be managed by DynamoDB, okay, and millisecond latency is very important factor here, for which I have highlighted here. Millisecond latency, it's a data, the frequent access of data at this pace, which shouldn't have any issues. So it can manage single digit millisecond latency at any scale. It's flexible data model and reliable. Okay, what are the use cases? Where it is used? You can use it for mobile web gaming, okay, mobile web gaming, ad tech, IoT, that is Internet of Things, and many other apps. If you talk about gaming or ads or mobile, they need the latency to be at single digit millisecond latency, else there are delays. So to avoid this kind of delays, for the best and optimum performance, we'll be using DynamoDB out here. Then you have ElastiCache. So ElastiCache is a web service that makes it easier to launch, manages and scales a distributed in-memory cache in the cloud. So the moment ElastiCache comes, obviously you think about memory, and any data which is kept in cache, it is used for fast access. So this is about the ElastiCache. Then you have Redshift Spectrum. Then you have RDS, which we spoke about. So let's now go to the console and see how exactly RDS works. This is the Amazon console. When you get into console, you got to click on services. Under services, you have database, and out here there are so many options which are subject to requirement you can choose. So we are going to talk about RDS today. So I click on RDS. Let's see what exactly happens in the practical or the lab that we see. So once you click on the Amazon RDS, you have these options. See, DB instances, database instances which are running. It displays here. Then parameter groups you have. So Amazon Aurora is a MySQL and PostgreSQL compatible enterprise class database starting at lesser than $1 per day. The elasticity that we spoke about in the slide, out here you can see Aurora supports up to 64 TB of auto scaling storage capacity. Auto scaling in the sense, when you need it will support, when you don't need it will shrink back to normal for cost saving. So there are 6-way replication across 3 availability zones. Why do I need this? Remember, this is how your high availability is taken care of. In case if any of these zone fails, or if there is some issue with any of these zones, immediately you can start accessing the data from other AZ. And 15 low latency read replicas. Read replicas are the original database that you have sitting in one place or any one region. In another region, you can have an option just to read only, so that if something happens to it, the original data is still there, and from there the replication is taken care of. So you have a thing highlighted here, create database. You just got to click here and you get a table this way, or the screen. So you have standard create and easy create. So what are these? Let's see. So choose a database creation method. Remember, this is a creation method, and out here you see these are engines. You have Amazon Aurora, MySQL, MariaDB, and you have PostgreSQL, Oracle SQL, or Microsoft SQL. So MSQL you call it. So first thing, let's go with standard create. So what is standard create? You set all of the configuration options, including ones for availability, security, backup, and maintenance. In easy create, you don't have that many options. Standard create has better options compared to easy create. So very first part is we're going to choose easy create. After easy create, we have engines. Remember, these are engines. So either you choose Aurora, you got to check the requirement, whatever is your organization's requirement or company's requirement. Subject to requirement you choose. You have MySQL, MariaDB, or Microsoft SQL. You have Oracle and Postgre. So to go with, I'll choose MySQL. Then out here you see there are additions. MySQL community, you have versions here. There are versions starting from, if you just say 5.5.46 to 8.0.20. You can choose whatever is your requirement. You remember, you can take even the lower one. Okay, to start with 5.5.57 I choose. Yes, of course, there are some limitations to it. You can just click on this and read about it. We'll be seeing this in the other slides. And this is another important part, which you're going to create a template. So template, choose a sample template to meet your use case. Use case, what is your requirement? We have production, which is internet facing. So production, use defaults for high availability and fast, consistent performance. So this is about production. Then you have development and test. This instance is intended for development use outside of a production environment. There's another free tier. Free tier anybody can use, but production has better options. So we chose this. Then we go for setting up the parameters that we want to set up for our database. We'll be seeing this in our second video. So all our videos would be about just 10 minutes or 12 minutes maximum, and we are going to go through the concept first, and we're going to flip back to the lab. Simultaneously we'll be working on concepts and we're going to see the lab. Thank you very much.